Don't get me wrong, I love fishing spinnerbaits. I love fishing smaller lures. But I always enjoy an aggressive fish like that. To be completely honest with you guys, I didn't really know what lure I wanted to fish today, since I've spent the last few weeks fishing all of the most unique and crazy lures I have. I didn't really know what to throw that I could possibly top those with, so I just decided I would bring all of them. I've got perch swim baits, pike swim baits, bass, suckers, snakes, and really just a little bit of everything. I thought for today I'd throw around as many different lures as I can, see what they all look like in the water, have some fun, and of course, catch some big fish. As the sun comes up this morning, I think I'm going to start out throwing around this perch glide bait. I've never fished this lure before, so I thought it'd be a fun one to start out with. Throw it around for a little bit this morning and see if these fish are hungry. Usually early morning like this, most of the fish are still hiding up under these pads. So to start out, just gonna throw it up under the pads, see if I can't draw any of those fish out of there. It's definitely got a really good action. Shouldn't have any problem getting a fish to eat this. Just a little guy. Nice aggressive one though. I think it's safe to say he was hungry. Not the size I'm looking for, but still a fun fish. I'd say 18, 19 inch pike. Safely get the hook out of you, buddy. I wish I could tell you guys that didn't take over 3 hours to catch the first fish, but sadly it did. I've missed 11 fish so far this morning on this lure. Somehow, they just don't like getting the hook. If I would have known this lure had the hookup ratio of a shoebox, I probably wouldn't have tied this thing on. But since I've already got it on, let's keep on throwing it around. Fish it for maybe 30 minutes to an hour longer. See if I can't catch 1 or 2 more fish, and then switch to something a little different. They definitely like the lure. Just seems like they don't want to either stay on or even grab the hooks. Hopefully the next one wants to stay on. I was getting a little tired of losing every fish I hooked. How on earth did he miss the hooks there? They like it when it's super aggressive. Had it sitting there for a second. He full on ate it. Somehow never got the hooks. I'm actually pretty impressed. It's gotta be 15 fish now that I haven't hooked. Won't lie, I think we can all agree it's probably user error. Could be working this a lot slower. Really giving them time to eat. But boy, do they like it when it's aggressive. Beautiful fish. Again, not the size I'm looking for. But I can't complain. When they're aggressive, they sure are fun. It's been cast after cast after cast. Fish swiping at it, fish eating it, just not getting the hooks. I'll give this lure 15 or 20 more minutes. As bad as the hookup ratio is for today, to be completely honest with you guys, over half the fun for me is just watching the fish eat, even if they don't stick the hooks. It's always cool to see a big fish chase after a big lure. Throw it around for a little bit longer. Try to put it in front of one or two more fish. Just unbelievable how many of these fish get off. I'm gonna put this lure away and try something different now. If they're willing to eat a perch glide bait, I don't see any reason they also wouldn't eat a perch swim bait. I think that just answered my question. First cast with it too. It's not a giant, but it's still a nice one. One cast, one fish. I'd say it doesn't really get much better than that. Pop the hook out of you, buddy, and get you right back. It definitely seems like these fish like the swim bait just as much as the glide. I suppose that was more of a statement than a question, but I think you guys get the point. Let's try something different. Toss around a nice 8-inch largemouth bass paddle tail. Never caught a fish on this one, so hopefully today's the day. If I had to guess, I'd say I'm gonna be able to catch maybe 2 or 3 more fish and then give this place a break. Seems like after you catch quite a few, they get pretty spooked. First cast for 2 baits in a row, no way. That is just unreal. Nice one too. Get in here, buddy. Look at the size of this pike. What a chunky fish. Cut the hooks on it just to be safe. Got the lure out. And I'm just gonna send her right back. Don't want to have her out of the water for too long. Alright, there he goes. Wanted to make sure he bolted. Waited around for 20 seconds. Swam off safe and sound. We want to take the best care of these fish as we can. Cut both the hooks on this lure. Made sure I got it out safe and sound. Didn't want to try to yank it. Didn't want to hurt the fish. Sadly though, that does mean this lure is no longer fishable. But you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. Question now is, what do I want to tie on? 3 lures in, and we've already caught some incredible fish. Since they seem to like the perch, I'm going to try a different style of perch glide here and give this manta a try. See if maybe I can get another first cast, first fish. I don't think in my life I've ever had that. 2 different lures, back to back, first cast, first fish. That is just unreal. Hope the audio isn't too bad for you guys. We've got a barge over there, so it might be a little loud. I've seen at least 2 or 3 quality pike just swimming around this shallow area here. I don't see why they wouldn't eat this. Not a pike, but still a big fish. Can't complain if these giant bass want to eat such big baits. What a crazy catch. Can't say this is what I was expecting to catch on this big of a lure, but I will definitely take it. Make sure she swims off safe here. We're getting close to sunset. Threw around that lure for a little over 2 hours. Sun's starting to go down here soon. So I think I'm gonna throw around the biggest lure of the night. I know there's some 40-inch pike over here, and I'm just hoping they might want something a little bigger. The wind is finally going away. It's turning out to be a beautiful night here. So let's toss this thing around for a while. See where these giant pike are. I waited around for the wind to calm down a little bit. It was quite windy during the day today, so I just sat for close to 2.5 hours, waiting for it to calm down like it's supposed to. Didn't really want you guys to have to listen to the wind all day, so I thought I'd just wait it out. Sure enough, it is finally beautiful out here. Should end up being a gorgeous night. What I've noticed about this area, there is a bunch of really big pike, a bunch of really big bass, and they just don't like small lures. I've taken friends here, I've taken the girlfriend here. They've all thrown around some really small stuff, and I can tell you, not one of them caught a fish over 30 inches. These big girls only want the biggest of big lures. So that's what I'm gonna give them tonight. Got about 2 hours till that sun goes down. I think if I throw this long enough, I'm gonna find something that wants to eat. There he is. Watched this fish eat it a few times and got lucky enough to get him to come back and give it another swipe. Not a total giant, but definitely still a beauty. Alright, buddy, don't want to have you out of the water for too long. There she goes. Oh, I wish I could tell you guys that didn't take 2 days, but it's been a little over 17 or 18 hours of fishing this lure. I think I've had 4 or 5 fish eat it that missed it. Finally got one to stick. Finally got one to eat. If you can't tell, it's been a different day. Started off the video on Monday, fished Monday, tried out the lure at night for 4 or 5 hours, nothing. Next day, yesterday, fished it all day. The fish were not here. Don't know what it is, they just weren't here. Came back out today, started off a little windy, fished around for a little bit, had a few fish eat, and after close to 20 hours of throwing it, feels good to finally catch one. I've got about an hour till sunset, so I'm gonna throw this thing around for a little bit longer, see if I can't get one more fish to eat. It definitely seems like these fish are more aggressive today. I always like to try to make my videos in one day, but when you try to fish a whole bunch of different lures that are all pretty big, especially on a pressured area like the Mississippi River, sometimes you just gotta spend a couple extra days to catch the fish you want to catch. Beautiful fish nonetheless. Let's get right back out there. Let's keep on casting. Let's see if I can't get one more. My problem the first day with this lure is I didn't have any weights for it, so it would never really go all the way down. Stopped at Fleet Farm this morning on my way to the river, picked up a weight kit, put a couple 1 ouncers on here, and it is like a night and day difference. I don't think we're going to have a problem getting another one to bite. Seems like there's a lot more fish here today than there was yesterday. That feeling of relief after finally catching one on this lure, it's just hard to beat it. After putting in the work, fishing day after day, finally getting that fish just makes all the effort feel worth it. That's really what it's all about. Don't get me wrong, I love fishing spinnerbaits. I love fishing smaller lures. But I always enjoy an aggressive fish like that. Look at the size of that fish. That's got to be getting close to 40. Fish like this are what make it all worth it. 38.5-inch pike. What I'd consider a true Mississippi River monster. I'm just in awe. What an incredible fish. Incredible eat. And a great way to end off the night. What a beauty. All right, buddy, let's get you right back. That was just truly a blessing for a fish like that. Really just makes it all worth it. Like I was telling you guys, don't get me wrong, I love fishing small lures. I love just catching fish in general. But there's just something about chucking out a giant lure like this and getting a fish that big to eat it. I was surprised that I even caught one, and then maybe 2 or 3 casts later I caught another even bigger one. I think I'm gonna fish this for 10 or 15 more minutes. Definitely seems like these fish are aggressive right now. So I'm gonna get right back out there, keep throwing this guy around. See if maybe I can't get a third one here. You know what? I'm gonna try something different here. They were aggressive enough to eat that, so it's worth a try. Throw around the 14-inch pike. I've thrown this for probably a year and a half now. Fished it 3 days straight on Mille Lacs for muskie. Never caught anything. Fished it in Hayward for 2 days for muskie. Never caught anything. Had to have thrown it at this exact spot 4 or 5 days straight last year. Fished a few other spots with it. Tried for pike. Tried for muskie. Right now I'm considering taking it to Florida and trying for some tarpon. just once in my life, I want to catch a fish on this. I suppose what better spot than this? They're clearly aggressive. There's some big fish here right now. I think my best chance to catch one's going to be right here, right now. Fish? What? How? I just turned on my camera. No joke. Battery died, let the bait sit there. Yeah, nobody's gonna believe this. Alright. I'll take it. That is unbelievable. I don't know how much of that you guys even just saw. Camera died. Bait had to have been sitting there for 3 or 4 minutes, and there's a fish on the other end. I don't even know what to tell you guys. This is a 39-inch pike. Incredible fish. I don't even know what to say. The fish are aggressive. I mean, that's really all there is to say about it. I'm gonna come back here probably tomorrow, throw around this lure all day, give it another try to catch some more fish on it. I might be overthinking it. I just find it quite odd. I don't know. I've barely slept the last 2 days. I've just fished. It's just weird. I mean, I'm definitely overthinking it, but I spent 2 years trying to catch a fish on that. Camera dies, bait sitting on bottom, fish just happens to pick it up and get a hook right in the corner of the mouth. Doesn't fight at all, just comes in. It was almost a little too perfect. I don't know why I'm overthinking it so much, but hope you guys enjoyed. I had a blast out here. This spot is just truly incredible. I mean, I've filmed 3 videos here in the last 2.5 weeks, and every day has just been pretty much non-stop action. I'll probably give it one more video here. I try not to fish the same spot too many times, but when it's producing giant pike like this, why not keep on having some fun, throwing some big baits? And clearly, if they're willing to eat this lure once, I shouldn't have any problem spending 1, 2, 3, maybe a little bit longer throwing it around and trying to catch some more fish on it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully I didn't bore you too much with that. I'm just a little confused. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. That just seemed a little too perfect. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys' support. You truly mean everything to me. I love you guys. Until I see you guys in the next one. Peace out. I decided to come back out and give this lure one more try. Since I wasn't such a big fan of how I caught the last one, I thought it was only fair to give it one more shot, spend 10 or 11 hours throwing this thing around again, and see if I couldn't catch another giant pike for this video. And I think it's safe to say that really did not go as planned. I've got all day. I'll try a little bit of everything and see what works best. Well, pretty bad start to the morning so far. I missing part of my finger, so I'm gonna have to postpone this one till tomorrow. I think 4th or 5th cast this morning. I got my finger stuck on the reel, and with a lure that big, it yeah, not ideal. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow, a week from now. I'm not entirely sure. Sorry.